Good day, student. This is Shania sir. How are you? Hope you're fine. Welcome to computer class. Take your computer copy and textbook. So the topic of class is firewall and proxy server, and uh, the question that you have to solve after the class. Define the term firewall and proxy server. If you write the answers in the copy. Task of firewall and proxy server. What is the gateway? Differences between firewall and proxy server. Differences between hardware and software firewall. So these are the questions that you have to write after the class. Now take your textbook, go to page number 102 of your textbook. The question number one, what is a firewall? So here's the definition. A firewall can be either software or hardware. It sits between the user's computer and an external network and filters information in and out of the computer. So these are definition. These are the diagram. So here this is a user computer and internet. So here we have the firewall in between internet and user computer. So whenever user computer means you, whenever you're logging into the internet, and if you have a firewall, you're requesting something from the internet, it reaches to the firewall first. And the firewall checks your request is okay, then it sends the request to the internet and waits for the response. When it receives the response, it checks that response is there is no virus in the response, and it filters the response and give it to your computer. So it sits between middle of the user's computer and the internet and checks information that is okay in and out of the user's computer. Now we have the task carried out by the firewall. Task 1, examine the traffic between the user's computer and a public network. It examines the traffic, checking whether incoming or outgoing data meets a given set of criteria. The firewall has always some criteria, either it says by the user or by the manufacturer. It's always it's always checks that the information which are coming from the internet or you're sending to the internet, it meets those set of criteria. If it fails, it doesn't accept those information. Now here it explains that second point too. If the data fails the criteria, the firewall will block the traffic and give the user a warning. For this point, you write up to this. Uh, but that there may be a security issue. Okay, so whenever anything that is it doesn't meet the criteria, it gives a warning to the user. So next one, logging all incoming and outgoing traffic to allow later integration by the user. Yes, it's all the time the firewall log keeps the log that the sites or the activities you have done by the internet. So it keeps the logs inside it. So uh, 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 whenever the administrator, if suppose you are the administrator of an organization, you can check the log that your staffs, what are the sites which they have visited, right? So next point, criteria can be set to prevent access to certain undesirable sites. A firewall can keep a list of undesirable IP addresses. For this point, you write up to this. Criteria can be set to prevent access to certain undesirable sites. Yes. Suppose if you are administrator of an organization and you doesn't want your employee to waste their time logging into Facebook or watching YouTube videos, so you can block those sites. So this can be done by the administrator. And it keeps the list whatever the sites are blocked by you. Helping to prevent viruses or hackers inside the user account. Very important point. It's prevent the virus and hackers. Warning the user if some software or their system is trying to access an external data source. The user give the option of allowing. It gives you the option if you are it gives you the warning if the site is not okay for you, but it gives you the warning, and there is a chance, there is a way, if you still want to log into that site, it's allow you to log into the site, and it shows that it gives you the warning. So sometimes firewall blocks the sites, those are not harmful. Some useful information is there. So that time you can uh, don't look at the warning and you can log into those sites. Now here we have uh, the about hardware firewall and gateway and software firewall. So what is hardware? The firewall can be a hardware interface which is located somewhere between the computer and the internet connection. It is often referred to in this case as a gateway. So this is hardware firewall is located between the computer and the internet connection, and is says as a that time it is referred as a gateway. The firewall can be software installed in a computer. In some cases, this is a part of an operating system. Yes, firewall comes as a part of operating system. If you have a Windows operating system, you have always a firewall given to the with the operating system that is completely free. So now we have two firewalls, that is hardware and software firewall. So why we have two types of firewalls? Yes, there are two types of requirements. Suppose if you are in an administrator of an organization, if you have an organization and you have 20 PCs, so that time hardware firewall will be a suitable choice for the organization, because one hardware firewall costs 5,000 and can connect 20 computers, supports 20 computers. But uh, software firewall, for every computer you need one software firewall. So uh, if you go for software firewall, one software firewall will cost 500. So for 20 pieces, if you try to buy software firewall, it will cost you 10,000. So thinking of the price, the hardware firewall will be cheaper for in this case. In other way, if you are a home user, it's very good you to use the software file, because it will cost you only 500, and you don't need to use hardware firewall as a home user, because it will cost you 5,000. So in wherever the area you are working, uh, you have to decide uh, the firewall is suitable for you. Now the next point, these are 3 points that these are not that important. However, there are certain circumstances where the fire can't prevent potential harmful traffic. You don't have to note these points, but just read one time. It cannot prevent individual or internet network using their own model to bypass the firewall. Employee misconduct, carelessness cannot be controlled by. Just remember these points, but you don't have to write these things. Users on a standard computer can choose to disable the firewall, leaving their, yeah, sometimes users they disable their firewall and firewall that time. So if they disable the firewall, so nothing will be filtered from the internet. So these are about firewall, the task and the definition. Now we will watch a video about a firewall. I'll show you the video now. This is a router. We have no firewall. Everything is coming to your computer. Now we have connected a firewall. This is a firewall. A firewall is a system that is designed to prevent unauthorized access from entering a private network. Now look at here. Everything is coming. Those are safe. These are green. These are safe things are coming. It's not uh, uh, anything is not stopped. Everything is passing to your computer. Now it creates a safety barrier between a private network and the public internet. Everything is passing because all us other things. Now hacker has a hacker has come, and these are the harmful thing. So it's protecting you. It's protecting the network, the your computers. Nothing is coming into your computer. Everything is protected by hydro firewall. Now this is working as a in organization also. There is number of PCs are connected and other devices also. So everything is protected by the firewall. A firewall is especially important to large organizations. Now look at the diagram. Firewall is must in a large organization because we have server also here. So this firewall is must in that organization. So now look at here is a practical example. Here we have a firewall. Now building a structure firewall, how it helps, showing an example, the practical world. Now a fire has uh, we have a fire in the other side, and but for the firewall nothing is affecting here, nothing is coming here, this side is completely safe. Now if you have no firewall, everything will burn. So this is what firewall. So this video is up to this, we don't have to look at more now. So this is about firewall.